Francisca, and today I would like to retell a story about pioneer pilots. This story about the historical race between two brave pilots to fly across the English Channel for £1,000 prize. The main character are Lord Northcliffe, who offered the prize, Hubert Latham, and Louis Blériot, the competitive pioneer pilots. The story takes place in the English Channel between the Calais in France and Dover in England in July 1999. At the beginning of the story, Lord Northcliffe offered a grand prize, one of £1,000 to the first man who could fly across the English Channel. First, more than a year passed without any attempts. One day on July 1999, Hubert Latham made the first try in his plane, the Antoinette 4. However, after flying 7 miles, his engine failed, and he was forced to land on the sea before being rescued by a ship. Then, 2 days later, a talented plane maker named Louis Blériot arrived near Calais with his latest aircraft model, the No. 11. After that, an exciting competition grew between the two pilots as Latham refused to give up and he wanted to try again. Suddenly, the real challenge came on the day of the race, July 25. The problem started when Latham failed to wake up early enough. Blériot took advantage of this moment. He made a short test flight at 4:15 am and set off to cross to the channel just half an hour later. In the end, Blériot's great flight lasted 37 minutes and he landed safely near Dover. Finally, he became the first person to fly across the channel and the first person to greet him on the land was a local policeman. The story ends with Hubert Latham making his second attempt a week later, but he was unlucky again because his engine failed just half a mile from Dover, forcing him to land on the sea for the second time. From this story, we can learn that discipline, preparation, and waking up early to grab an opportunity are key to achieving success. The moral value of this story that hard work combined with perfect timing will always beat procrastination and miss moment. Okay, next retell is electric currents in modern art. This is a story about a very unique and surprisingly modern art exhibition that use electrical and magnetic currents. The main characters are the narrator, the general who are actually bored with art, and the modern sculptor who create these eccentric pieces. The story takes place in a modern art gallery, especially inside the main hall of the exhibition. At the beginning of the story, the author mentioned that modern sculpture in public place are very common now and rarely surprise people anymore. First, the author's view a complete change when he visited a recent exhibition. One day, as he entered that art gallery, he was greeted by a shocking warning sign that read, "Do not touch the exhibits. Some of them are dangerous." Then, inside the hall, the author encountered highly unusually moving sculptures. After that, he noticed a long thin wires attached to metal spear against the wall, which constantly erected and repelled each other due to magnetic fields. Suddenly, in the centers of the hall, He saw tall structure with multicolor, like flickering constantly, like traffic lights. Then met the problem start when he noticed small black boxes emitting spark and red flame flashing a green angrily, making the gallery feel like a collection of malfunction electronic equipment. In the end, the whole exhibition looked more like a dangerous prehistoric electronic laboratory than an aesthetic art gallery. Finally, the author realized the true meaning of the warning sign. The story ends with the conclusion that this peculiar art form were not only designed to shock visitors emotionally, but were literally built to give them electric shock if they touch them. From this story, we can learn that art has no rigid boundaries and artists can use modern technology or electrical currents to trigger strong emotionally reaction. The moral value of this story is that we must always read and obey warning sign in public place for our own safety. Okay, that's all my story. Thank you for attention everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.